What's up, y'all? I'm Andy Story with Wild Lumens. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how you can go broke on the carnivore diet. What I did is went around town to some local grocery stores, picked up some normal carnivore diet style foods, brought them back, went over the numbers and show you how expensive it can be. But the flip side is, at the end of the video, I show you how you can really save money, help out some local people, and also benefit the planet. It's a crazy episode. There's a little bit of exaggeration built in with my example, but I just want to show you the point that it is possible to do the carnivore diet and make it affordable. Let's check it out. One of the biggest objections I get as a carnivore coach and advocate of this diet is people saying, how do you afford eating meat all the time? And my answer to that is, if there's a will, there's a way, and we can always find ways to pinch a few pennies to make things happen. Now, in order to make more of a visual display of what I'm talking about, I went ahead and bit the bullet today, went to Whole Foods and shopped just like a normal person would most likely shop if they were just starting out on the carnivore diet. And what I mean by that is I got a bunch of the normal staples, things like steak, ground beef, a little bit of dairy, some fish, you know, all the basic stuff that most people would have in their refrigerator just starting out on the carnivore diet. In order to show what I've picked up, I'm gonna go through everything along with the pricing and then give you an analysis. And at the end, I have a special guest that's gonna come in and share with us what she does and what I do to actually make the carnivore diet very affordable. So stick around to the end and we'll go over that surprise. If the carnivore diet interests you, if the ancestral diet interests you, and you like what I'm presenting, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that we can keep this thing moving forward. Let's break down what I just bought. To start off, I went to Sprouts. This gallon of organic raw grass-fed milk cost $15.99 US dollars. Let's move on to the raw cream, which is actually even more expensive. This little 16-ounce container of raw grass-fed cream cost $12.99. It's not cheap, especially if you're trying to make carnivore diet ice cream, which I did, and you can go check out that video. I've already published it. It's a fun one. Let's move on to another staple of the carnivore diet, which a lot of people eat a ton of, and that is eggs. These pasture-raised, non-GMO, I'm gonna assume organic, cost $6.99 a dozen. Moving on to probably the number one piece of meat in the rotation, and that would be a ribeye steak. Whole Foods has a pretty good grass-fed ribeye steak, but these are not cheap. These come in at $18.99 a pound. And this steak I have in my hands is 1.14 pounds. And now, while I have it out, we should probably take a look at it. This is kind of crazy, you guys, but if you were to have 2 pounds of ribeye per day, it's gonna turn into a little bit of an expensive habit. That's $40 a day. Now, I know drugs are expensive, and so are ribeye steaks. While we're talking about beef, another major staple of the carnivore diet is gonna be ground beef. Ground beef, grass-fed pricing is usually around $5 to $6. When I was at Whole Foods today, this is actually $6.99, which starts to add up. Another tip with the grass-fed beef, or any ground beef for that matter, is to really try and get the fattier ratios. I usually do an 80-20 or a 70-30, meaning 20% fat, 30% fat. This one here, I believe, was an 85-15, so 15%, 85% lean. It's okay, but 80-20 tastes a lot better. Yep. Moving on to beef tallow, which I believe is an important part of a carnivore diet because a lot of people don't get enough fat in their diet. One way to supplement that problem or mitigate it is to get beef tallow. This beef tallow here, which you can cook with easily, costs $10.99 at Whole Foods, and it's from grass-fed cows made by Epic, which is a pretty good carnivorous brand. The solution is to render your own fat, and it's easy to do. There's another video that I'm going to be making in the future on rendering, but if I don't have it published by then, go ahead and Google rendering fat and you'll see how easy it is. One more item we should talk about is cheese. I like to add it because having enough calories in my diet seems to always be a challenge, especially if you're trying to gain weight. Now, if you're trying to lose weight, obviously having high calorie dairy in your diet is not going to be the best idea. But for those of you out there trying to increase weight, dairy is a good way to do it, assuming you can handle it. Cheese is not cheap. This cheese from Whole Foods was $6.99. And as you can see, it's not very big. Like, I could eat this in probably 2 days, no problem. One other staple I want to mention is seafood. And what I like to include in my diet is salmon, wild caught salmon, and usually sockeye. It has to be wild caught. I don't mess with the farm raised stuff. I don't trust it. There's chemicals. It's bad news in my book. So I get this. This is not cheap. I got this at Costco 2 days ago, and this was 20 bucks, and it maybe weighs 1/4 pound. Which brings us to another thing that doesn't need to be added to the diet, and that is snacks. A lot of the times, once you get into a rhythm, snacks are not even needed. You're not gonna crave them. But if you do, I would probably suggest some grass-fed beef jerky. And this grass-fed beef jerky here, I got from Whole Foods, and that was $5.99. And this probably weighs, who knows, this is 2 ounces. This is 56 grams, so it's not a lot. So the price per gram is quite hefty. If you have extra money, then go for it. If you're trying to save money, forget it. I've tallied up the numbers, and if you were to average 2 pounds a day for a male, and that's usually what's recommended, is try to eat 2 pounds of meat per day, you're looking at some serious monthly costs. For that ribeye, for 1 pound of the ribeye, 1/4 pound of that grass-fed beef, ground beef, and some eggs and some tallow, maybe a snacking of this grass-fed jerky, you're looking at $18.99 a day for the ribeye, $2 a day for the ground beef, $4.50 I'm just setting aside for a combination of the tallow, the cream, the jerky, the milk, and some eggs. That's a $25.49 a day eating habit. And now if you look at that from a monthly perspective, that's $764.70. And when you look at a yearly, you're spending $9,176. So yeah, the carnivore diet's not cheap if this is how you're gonna do it. As you can see, if you go this route, it's easy to go broke quick. However, I'm here to help you so that you can learn how to hack this and achieve a carnivore diet and still have money left over. This diet, if done right, is actually cheaper than most other diets or lifestyles out there. I just need to show you how to do it. It's rather simple, and that's why I have a special guest coming in to go over this, and we're gonna show you how we do it. All right, guys, I have our special guest, Emily Cebu, in the house to go over this amazing carnivore diet meat hack. Welcome.
Thank you.
We wanna go over how we buy a full cow, the costs involved, where we got one all the way back in early 2019. So how did we do it?
Half cow.
How we got a half cow?
How did we do it? Well, I literally just went on Google and searched local ranchers, grass-fed beef, Southern California. And a company or a ranch called 5 Bar Beef popped up. I saw them. They were located in Silverado, which is in Orange County. Looked them up, looked to see if they did bulk, right? Because not all companies or ranches do that.
Yeah.
And they sold grass-fed beef by the whole or the half or the quarter. So I made some assumptions along the way, which was I looked at the deposit fee thinking that was the cost. They didn't really explain it very well on the site. So I thought I was getting a really good deal. But then after the cow was ready to get butchered, he told me the final price, and I was like, he added like $1,200 to it. And I was like, what? Either way.
You thought you were getting ripped off. You're like, well, this guy's trying to.
Yeah. Either way, I calculated it and then he explained it to me. And I mean, I ended up saving money. So it broke down to, do you want to say the prices? For a half cow.
Okay, so this is a half cow. You can buy cows half, full, quarter, eighth. We went straight to the half.
Yeah, just because, well, one, I didn't even have a freezer and I didn't want to invest in a big chest freezer. So I got a 15 cubic feet freezer, which is perfect for a half cow.
What was the pricing?
So the pricing was, in total, including the butcher fee, you want me to include that as well?
Yeah.
Was $2,972 for 412 pounds of grass-fed meat.
Yeah.
So that breaks down to, where is it? $6 a pound.
Yeah, we did. It was like $6 a pound.
Yeah. I mean, you're definitely saving money because you're gonna get all the cuts. You're eating nose to tail, so you're getting filet mignon, ribeye, porterhouse, which usually at Whole Foods it's like $12.99, $15.99 a pound.
Oh yeah, I was just talking. Well, I started out this with the ribeye from Whole Foods, $18.99 a pound for grass fed.
Yeah.
Ain't cheap.
Yeah, so think about how much money you're saving in the long run for $6 a pound for a ribeye.
Yep. And then the pig, the hog.
The hog. Yeah, after eating beef a little while, you kind of want to crave other meat. So I looked into getting a whole hog. Pretty much, Cody and I, Andy's brother, we were going to get fresh bacon at the farmer's market. And I decided to ask the farmer there, like, hey, are you selling, your pig by the whole? Because we'd be buying a lot of bacon from y'all, So he was like, no, but I recommend this other place, Covenant Pastures, where they do sell hogs by the whole in bulk. So contacted them. It ended up being, let's see, the price. I ordered a whole hog, Berkshire hog, and the total was $1,198, which breaks down to $4.42 a pound, and that's including the butcher fee as well.
And that thing tastes amazing.
Yeah.
Do you notice a difference, the quality?
It's been so long since I've had,
just normal,
regular hormone pumped, non-pasture raised pork, but it's very hard to find pasture raised pork in the market. They're not, most of the time it's going to be CAFO and CAFO pig. So, it's just a lot fattier. And you just know you're eating something that's been produced with care and humanely.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you guys can see it really is worth it if you're able to go get a half or a full cow or a half hog or whatever, because at the end of the day, you're going to save money. And like I was saying before, as a carnivore, a male should be trying to eat at least 2 pounds per day. And if you're female, you're looking at 1.5 pounds. And if we look at those numbers, the numbers I gave you before from Whole Foods is cut in half and more, because you're looking at $6 for the beef. So you do 2 pounds, that's $12 a day. But chances are it's not going to be all beef that day. You're going to throw in some extra ingredients that are going to increase the calories and pound count, like some of the dairy and other products. And if you throw in the hog, you're throwing in bacon, so that's $4.42 a day. So overall, you should be able to, if you do it right, do this for less than $10 a day.
Yeah, and the perk of having a whole hog is you get to tell the butcher, how much fat you want to take home with you. So all of that, you probably saw the price of beef tallow or
$10.99.
Yeah, and so I just use all the fat I want that I render and I save it in the fridge. So I don't have to buy any store-bought animal fat for cooking.
And fat's one of the most important things. That stores all the toxicity in animals. So if you know where you're getting your hog, you know you're getting good fat to eat. Nothing that's going to be contaminated with chemicals and toxins and who knows what.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's talk about the freezer.
Okay.
What do you recommend? What have you experienced?
Well, I was lucky to find one on Craigslist that was half the price. The one I got, it's 15 cubic feet, and it's usually $7.99 for the retail price, but I got it for $300. So I was really lucky with that, but it's a good investment to hold all of your meat.
Would you recommend this?
Yes, absolutely. If you want to save money, if you want to eat nose to tail and just eat good stuff, grass-fed meat, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, and we kind of, one of your YouTube videos, you got a little bit of slack for people saying, hey, you can get it a lot cheaper in Texas or whatever.
Yeah, the people were saying I got ripped off, but we're in California here, so ranchers are paying property taxes, a lot of fees, and so, I mean, either way, I know I'm saving money. I'm in California comparing to grocery store prices, but I'm supporting local ranchers, which is important to me.
Yeah, we're not supporting conglomerates, we're helping out people around us, and that's super cool.
Yeah.
If you guys are looking for a rancher to do this near you, shoot me an email below. I'm going to put it in the description, and I'm going to show you a link that has an awesome list throughout the 50 states where you can go ahead and find that rancher to be able to do this and save money and achieve your carnivore diet goals. The other thing is if you guys have questions, put those in the comments. I'll be sure to answer those as well. And as always, follow Emily Cebu.
Emily Cebu
your
YouTube channel.
Yeah, because she's got some amazing content, recipes.
Yeah, it's cooking videos.
Cooking videos, and it's mainly meaty as well.
Yes, animal based.
Animal based. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video. We're off.